Hey, what's going on, guys? Bobby with the Writer's Block Podcast. All right, I'm recording this episode on a Wednesday night. I'm a little annoyed right now. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm annoyed because let me fix this camera on. All right, I'm annoyed for different reasons, several reasons, a couple, not several, but I'll start with number one. VyStar Banking has been down all week, which is super annoying. All right, if you have VyStar Bank, man, so I had Wells Fargo Bank, but fuck Wells Fargo. I'm never gonna go back to Wells Fargo. I think it's the worst bank in the world. If it wasn't for Wells Fargo, I would have never dropped out of college. They are keeping black men from graduating college at Wells Fargo. Never seen your kids there, like it's a college or whatever. But no, so I'm with VyStar now that I'm back in Jax, and they've been down all week, which I didn't really know. Like, this is how broke I am. I didn't know VyStar was down because I wasn't checking that account anyway. I didn't have shit in there until Friday when until like today when I got paid. And the only reason that I knew it was down was because people were on Twitter talking about it. And I was like, damn, all right, I didn't know anything was going wrong. But the day that I did get paid, I was like, all right, it's still down. Come on, man. We got to make something happen. So I was pretty annoyed about that because I've been surviving off Cash App, or like now I'm on Cash App. I was swiping my card, just holding on to God by faith, man, hoping that this was going to go through for whatever transaction it was. Another reason I'm annoyed, I'm recording this on Wednesday night right now, so I just did, open mic, usually is like Walrus or Justice Pub or something like that on Wednesday nights, until next week. Hey, the first open mic at the Comedy Zone is going to be Wednesday, May 25th, so that's going to be the new Wednesday night mic, so come on out to that if you're listening. We got a nice little bar, we're going to have some nice drinks, but yeah, so I'm annoyed because the way that some of these open mics work is like pretty much open mic comedy is, where people go to do new stuff, try out jokes that may or may not, hit or go crazy, but you got to see where's the funny in it, you know what I mean? Or just go get, the word vomit or that premise out of your brain. So, you usually don't really go judge open mic comedy by standards of you would of bombing on a different show, you know what I mean? Or at least I think it feels different. But so yeah, the Walrus usually is we kind of wait for people to show up, and then the crowd, is not the most lively usually. You got to get, you really got to get people into it if they're into the show, and they'll give you energy and they'll laugh. But I don't know. It's most of the times that I've gone, it's usually one of those shows where it's like, all right, you got to work to get people to fucking open their mouths and laugh and throw their head back and shit. Nonetheless, my annoyance comes from other reasons, So you try jokes out, and I don't expect people to like every joke. I really don't care. You know what I mean? You're not super, I'm like I said, when I'm going to an open mic and I'm doing jokes, I'm not doing them for you to like them. I need to say them out loud and see what's what. But so I did a joke, and this is today. So a girl asked me, she DM'd me, and she asked me to do some jokes about abortion and stuff like that. So I've been trying to work that into my material and all this stuff, because it's crazy what's going on. And I'm like, yeah, why not? This would be a fun little challenge for myself. So those jokes have been working. Those jokes are good. But today I did a joke about Plan B, but I'm not going to give the joke away right now. And pretty much the host of the show gets on stage and oh my God, that was so unfunny, and disrespect, blah, 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 just raise your hand if anybody here thought that was funny. That's some shit that you don't do. And hey, we're just open. We're here. We're making jokes about people. Everyone in here jokes about the worst things in the world. And you're offended that I do a joke about big people. So that was just very annoying to me because I'm like, really? Wow, dude, you're actually upset after you have jokes about literally, I don't care about whatever, man, whatever. Anyway. But yeah, so I was annoyed at that. But then I turned on the TV and the Warriors were whooping the Mavs' ass, so that made me feel good. Hey, we about to go back to the finals. Let's get it, baby. But yeah, so I don't know. I love learning just what not. How I don't know. I don't think I would ever react that way. You know what I mean? at any point, because if it was the other way, like if a guy is doing that to a girl who just got off stage, no matter what she's joking about, then I'm looked at as an asshole, or like, everybody's like, oh wow, really fucking disrespectful, blah blah blah. You're labeled as whatever, but nonetheless, I don't care anymore. It's an open mic, and it's whatever. It's not like I'm getting paid to be there. You should still go support the show. Just after you go to my show at the Comedy Zone. It's going to be by the lobby bar area and shit. But yeah, so it starts on Wednesday. It starts at 7 p.m.-ish. So I'm thinking of it like, the first one, we're going to let it go how it goes. It's just going to be an open mic. But, in a 3-hour time slot, you got to make it fun. You got to make it worth it a little bit. So I'm thinking I'll add like, maybe one of the hours of the show would be like a showcase, a book show where, people who are like really rocking and really working material, it'll be like 10-minute spots and 12-minute spots or whatever. We'll see how it works out and stuff like that. But we got to see what the crowd time is like also. But yeah, this last weekend at the Comedy Zone, Ari Shaffir and Adrienne Iapalucci were there. Yo, man, great. I love both of them. Incredibly nice to me. Go support whatever the hell they got going on. Adrienne Iapalucci especially, man, she was amazing. She was so dope. She was very honest with me and chatting with me. Super fucking funny. If you don't know who she is, she was on Netflix, the Degenerates. All right, so she has an episode on the Degenerates. If you have Netflix, go watch it. It's actually hilarious, man. I really love her. She has a comedy album called Baby Skeletons that I didn't hear before she came to the Comedy Zone. I actually heard it a couple days ago. My boy Christian put me on, and I was literally laughing my ass off, man. Like, like, I don't know. She has like, I don't know, paraphrasing people's jokes usually isn't as funny when I say it, but she had a joke where she was like just talking about like, she has dark humor, by the way. So I guess I should preface that. She has very dark humor. She talks about like rape and a bunch of other, like R. Kelly. She actually came out to R. Kelly at the show. I think it was a Remix to Ignition? I don't know if it was Remix to Ignition, but it was one of those shows. I mean, it was one of those songs. But yeah, so just go check it out. She was really talking to me about what my goals in comedy were, like how, kind of like what I need to do differently and stuff like that. Just asked me about the comedy scene in Jacksonville, asking me about, the local open mics, and if people, who are here doing comedy ever leave and go make it somewhere else, or, like where the shows are, how many times I get on stage at, open mics and at the club at the same time, because, the club is how you want to progress and do more stuff like that. And I was just very honest, man, and brutally honest with her about, how I felt about the scene and all this stuff. And she told me ultimately I need to leave Jacksonville. I need to get the fuck away from this place after I finish, figuring out how smaller clubs work. But no, I felt very at ease talking like my age. I'm only 23, so I be thinking that I'm very behind in what I'm doing in comedy. But from people who've been doing it for 18 years or whatever, and like, no, man, you're right on time. Like, by the time you're 26, 27, you'll be a good comic. You'll be, people will actually notice and you'll understand what's going on, which is very reassuring to hear, man. And it takes so much pressure off me, because now, like, I don't feel the immediate, like, I'm trying to blow up today. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be a star overnight anymore, man. That's sometimes I go on stage and I'm like, this is the night that I make it. And then I do fucking horrible. And I don't talk to anybody after the show. So, but yeah, shout out to Adrienne. Shout out to Ari Shaffir. His hour was it was interesting, man. He talked a lot about Jews, which I didn't know anything about them now, but I feel like I know enough to be a rabbi or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, man, it was cool. I think he's working on something to put out on, I guess, one of these platforms soon. But yeah, so this week coming up, Jesus Trejo is at the Comedy Zone. I've never seen him live before either, but he was on Gabriel Iglesias, Mr. Iglesias on Netflix. He's a teacher, I guess, on that show. He also has a special. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm going to check it out before the first show starts on Showtime somewhere. But yeah, so I I got on TV for the first time. That was fucking cool. That was dope as hell. So I've literally been wanting to get on TV forever. Like, it's always been a dream of mine. I want to be on TV someday. Like, I want to do shows and like movies and all this other stuff, man. I love watching like Abbott Elementary is a great show. Miss Pat show is a great show. Like, writing on one of those shows or acting on one of those shows like would be insane. But freaking Tyreek, all right, I got to bring it up because I was, so I didn't go lie, I was salty a little bit, but Tariq Withers, man, he's in Atlanta. He was on the new episode of Atlanta. I went to high school with that guy. He was on the podcast when I was doing this back in Tallahassee, like a little phone interview. Shout out to him, man. He was on Atlanta. That was insane. He's been doing his thing, acting and all this stuff, and he doesn't listen to this podcast at all, but I say that to say, like, I was salty about it because while I saw the announcement of his episode, him and Kevin Samuels in that episode, I was just procrastinating in bed, not doing shit. I was like, damn, this nigga's on Atlanta. I still ain't been on TV yet, which is crazy. And then the next day, I did River City Live in Jax, which is like a local kind of news thing. I think it's on Channel 4. I have no idea. I haven't had cable since I was in high school. But I got to go on TV and do promo for the writer's block for this show. So shout out to you if you're listening to this show and you saw me on TV. Hey, I was looking sharp. I had a nice little chain on. It was fake. Don't worry about it. They couldn't tell on TV. But yeah, River City Live was me and this Mark is his name. He was a cool dude. But yeah, we were just there doing stuff for the comedy club and like promoting some of the shows that we had coming up and like the open mic and stuff like that. And looking at the playback, I really feel like I could have said more, you know. But still, I was still nervous, even though I didn't look it. He asked me, Mark asked me, he goes, "What kind of questions do you ask people on the podcast? You know, you really get an inside look and, you know, an inside track of, you know, how comedians come and how they really think and all this stuff." And I just repeated his question for 30 seconds and then answered the question. But whatever, man. Like, that was really dope. And this is going to be getting, I don't know, I'm excited. That was like the barrier that I needed to break. Like, I needed to get on TV one time and then see me on TV. And now I can be like, okay, like you know, the studio was freaking dope. They had so many light panels and stuff. I'm literally recording this podcast with a ring light and my ceiling fan light. But, man, it was insane. And so one thing I didn't know about TV that was weird, apparently you're supposed to, like, talk to the people at the television, so you look at the camera and talk to them out there. I'm so used to podcasting and just talking and looking at people when I see them. So I looked at Mark the whole time that I'm talking to him, so I wasn't really looking at the camera much. I don't know. But yeah, hopefully I get to go back on. That was really dope. That was really cool. What else do I got going on this week? Oh yeah, so this episode's coming out on Thursday. So tonight, May 19th, I will be at Ink Factory Brewing. All right, I've been telling y'all about this show. Shout out to Scott Wally. He put me on the show. There's a show at 6:30. I think that's sold out, and 8:30 p.m., but it's out at Jax Beach. So y'all come out. A lot of comics. It's going to be very, very fun. I haven't been on this show before, so I'm excited to go, you know, do a new room. I love doing new rooms in comedy because you never know what to expect. And I honestly, I don't know. Sometimes when you know what to expect, you kind of you prepare in a different way to where you may be like, all right, well, I'm not going to try as much, or I'm not going to, you know, like, I don't know, like some of the open mics you go to, you can be like, all right, well, this is not a show where I'm going to judge how this goes at all. I just need to go get a rep up and, you know, this is here. But yeah, so I'm excited to be there. It's at Ink Factory Brewing. So come out, have some drinks, bring some friends with you. It'd be dope. Jesus Trejo will be at the Comedy Zone that same night, either Thursday. I'll be back over there Friday, I believe. Friday, Saturday, around that time. So come on out and do that. That'd be really dope. I work all day tomorrow when this is coming out. So, God damn it. I'm not going to get no sleep before the show, but Red Bull, you know, we press on. Red Bull, I might be way more lively on stage than I usually am. I don't know. I don't feel like I'm an energetic comedian yet. I want to have a faster tempo, you know, eventually, like watching, like, you know, some of the professionals come through and do stuff like that. I am a little slower than I would like to be, or maybe that's just me being, you know, in my own head, but I want to speed up a little bit more once I get, my full shit. I kind of want the reaction of it's like bang, bang, bang. Like they're funny, they're laughing, they're going fucking crazy, and like people are hollering. But it takes like years, I guess, to get to that point or have funny enough jokes. But yeah, what else do I have for y'all, man? This is just a little quickie. Today is the 19th. Oh, I finally got my my Cricut crafting machine to work. So I'll be making like a little, I don't know, I might start popping out and just custom TWB merch or stuff like that, or like just shit where I do like tags for my jokes, trying something out, man. I don't know. I'm closer to putting together my 15-minute tape. I got to book a spot at the Comedy Zone where I can take it, and try to put a good background. Try to get a good tape with that background and stuff and make that my new tape coming forward. But man, I'm almost close to putting this solid 15 together. And then I actually been working on some new material. I got a lot of unfunny stuff that I'm trying to make funny right now. A couple people told me or asked me to write about some topics that, I usually normally wouldn't touch. So I was like, fuck it, why not? But yeah, so it's like probably coming up on like 11:30 by the time I'm recording this, and it's hot as shit. So I appreciate y'all listening to this. And I will be back doing more like guest episodes and guest interviews now that I have a little schedule going. So the open mic is going to be on Wednesdays, and I'm thinking the podcast is going to have to drop because I want to incorporate stuff about the shows. You know what I mean? So I don't know, maybe we'll tape it after the open mic on Wednesday, or maybe use some of that content. But yeah, so this podcast is still going to be coming out on Thursdays, I believe. Yeah, Thursdays. I'm going to put it out on Thursdays. I'll make sure I do that. But also a lot more content that I'm going to have pushing. So just stuff that I've been saving over the last couple of months, trying to be like, oh, I'm going to edit this. That's my new method of it. Like, I'm not going to edit anything. I'm just going to put the video up how it is. And then, eventually when I get to a certain point, I'll be able to have, more time into it. But I don't know. It takes me so long to do all these fancy edits and stuff that I feel like you absolutely need for everything you do. And then there's, shows that I watch on YouTube like Kev on Stage or Doughboy TV and stuff like that, where they literally don't do any editing. They just put it up and then they pick the YouTube thumbnail and it's like thousands and millions of views on their shit. So I don't think it matters if the content is good and people like it. So I'll just work on that now. But let me see what song I want to leave y'all with today, because I do got to go to work, but at the same time, I don't know. Shout out to Taylor Swift. I can't forget this, man. Taylor Swift just became a doctor. I don't know what doctor and what, but I've been seeing her graduation pictures. I've been liking them on Twitter, so you already know. Shout out to her, man. Hopefully, a lot of these athletes, and like even Steph Curry just graduated college, and he's like 34 now. So a lot of these people are showing, like a lot of these athletes, or like celebrities or whatever, are really showing like you could really go do that shit at any time. You don't have to be in a rush to get yourself in debt. You can do whatever you want to do, and then go back and have the money to pay for it. Like, I don't know if I will, because I don't know. We'll see. I guess I'll leave y'all with a good Friday, even though today is Thursday. I appreciate y'all listening to this podcast. Follow me on Instagram, Maybe Bobby, YouTube at Maybe Bobby. So yeah, this podcast is going to be on YouTube and all this stuff. Shout out to my partners at the Comedy Zone. Make sure you go to thecomedyzone.com, get your tickets, come out there. Real special stuff coming soon. I've been making a lot of announcements that I have stuff going on over there, but I got 2 more things that I need to finalize, but I'm really excited to come in here and tell y'all. But if I say it early, then, there's people in the scene who might jinx it. But yeah, so wish me luck if you do rock with me. I appreciate that. And, we out of here, man.